XRP holders, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. Love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for all your support. Apologize I wasn't able to give you guys an update last night, but we're back. We're not missing any days. Shout out to you guys for tuning in. Very, very exciting update right here for XRP, and I'm sure you guys know why. But if not, we're going to pull out the charts and kind of go over what's going on. If you're looking across the board, not just XRP, everything seems to be up right now, and I'm going to share why that is. XRP is up about 4.4% with the price currently sitting at $2.42, up 5% in USD, up 2.4% in Bitcoin comparative, market cap at 142.6 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about $4.3 billion. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So Emirates will begin accepting Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as payment for flights. Let that sink in. This right here is one of the biggest news, of today. You're looking at one of the biggest giants when it comes to, airplane companies. That's of course, the Emirates. And now you can literally use BTC and selected other currencies, cryptocurrencies, to buy your plane tickets. How big of a deal this really is. We talk about using our, crypto to purchase things. This right here is a huge, huge deal, especially to the people that take a lot of trips. Moving forward, huge news here. It's official. President Trump is now calling for the first 300 per plus basis point interest rate cut in the U.S. history. This would be 3 times larger than the 100 BPS cut on March 15, 2020, the largest in history. So what happens if the Fed does this? The market is going to blast off, in my opinion, if that were to happen. And you can see, our Fed rate is at least 3 points too high. Too late is costing the U.S. $360 billion a point per year in refinancing costs. No inflation, companies pouring into America, the hottest country in the world, lower the rate. And this is coming from President Trump. If this happens, guys, or something similar to this, this would be quite a bullish, bullish movement for the crypto space. And the crypto space is actually reacting in a positive way to this, specific tweet itself. Moving forward, look at this. XRP's upbit volume is at a $526.6 million through the roof, and 1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts are set to be liquidated if Bitcoin hits $120,000. And remember, there's about 5 billion liquidation around 113. I don't know why they're not including that. That would be quite a large liquidation. And if you've been following my channel regularly, that's something I've been talking to you guys about, how Bitcoin is pretty much on the verge of breaking towards the new all-time high. Well, look what Bitcoin did, guys. What your boy Crypto ZX said has been happening for BTC. Bitcoin did end up breaking and we literally touched right at the neckline. We actually we had a new all-time high at $112,000 for the first time. So we actually did see a new all-time high. So let's just extend it a little bit. So that itself shows you that BTC was showing a lot of positive strength, and we can see that really showing in front of us. So look at this. Yes, RLUSD will rival USDT and USDC as each stablecoin competes for market dominance. Exactly what we've been discussing, but investors care about incentives, and RLUSD's ability to offer strong returns to users may give it, that edge. So very interesting. Of course, they're announcing about how maybe you could stake this, like certain platforms, which of course maybe earns you some sort of a reward. Again, if that were to happen, that would be interesting. And I know a lot of people can come out and say, what if that happens with USDC or USDT? But remember, when it comes to the confidence of people using a stablecoin, RLUSD checks all the boxes, especially when it comes to the regulatory clarity aspect of it. And that really tells you how, how big of a deal this really is, and how Ripple really strategically thought about launching a stablecoin, because they understood that, they could really maximize from this market, and we're already starting to see that. And look at this. Ripple's leveraged the XRP ledger, a decentralized, battle-tested, open-source blockchain, and its native digital token XRP to facilitate payments. XRP is built to enable fast, low-cost, and highly scalable transactions. And this is, of course, testimony of Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, which happened just today, United Senate Committee on Banking, and he has, of course, said this over there. So again, this is, you can see, he posted this on July 8th. A full testimony for hearing is available here. So it's pretty much his testimony. You can see, he linked this yesterday. So sorry, not today, yesterday. He he posted this. So look at what Monica Long says. Another key milestone for all RLUSD in the books, partnering with institutions like BNY to custody reserves, ensure that RLUSD has a gold standard in regulatory compliance, further cementing our position as the go-to stablecoin for global enterprises, as we have just discussed. And you can see, of course, if you don't know this, Bank of New York Mellon will be primary custodian for the Ripple's US dollar pegged stablecoin reserves going forward, the two companies said Wednesday. The partnership should enhance regulatory compliance for Ripple, the issuer of Ripple RLUSD, and boost institutional credibility for the company as well as the fast-growing stablecoin industry. BNY is the nation's oldest bank and primarily serves institutions and corporations. Remember, TradeFi coming together with crypto. Once again, a huge example right here. BNY is committed to delivering differentiated end-to-end solutions designed to meet the needs of institutions across the entire digital asset ecosystem. Emily, a global head of asset services at BNY, said in the statement, as primary custodians, we are thrilled to support the growth and adoption of RLUSD by facilitating the seamless movement of reserves, asset, and cash to support conversion, and proud to be working closely with Ripple to continue propelling the future of the financial system. So pretty much, remember, when you are talking about a stablecoin, there needs to be $1 actual there for that stablecoin. So pretty much what BNY is going to be doing is they're actually going to be holding that reserve. So for example, if there's 1,000 RLUSD, they're actually going to be holding 1,000 US dollars in reserve for that RLUSD conversion. So very, very big stuff. If you're looking at the dominance here, look at it, guys. Look at this. So as I highlighted to you guys before, Bitcoin broke out towards a new all-time high, briefly a new all-time high, nothing crazy, but I think we're about to close our daily candle around here in the next 2 hours, and that pretty much gives me more confidence. We're about to see new all-time highs. But look what happened, guys. Just look at this. Dominance fell below the 65.12%, came down to 64.76%, exactly what we've discussed. And this is exactly what you want to see happening with the dominance, and explains why you're seeing so much green across the board right now. If you're looking at XRP, beautiful, beautiful bounce. We have finally, let's give it a round of applause. We have finally broke above the $2.33, a level that, I've been talking to you guys about for quite some time. And we haven't been at these levels, since May. And we're on our way to close the daily candle at $2.41 in the next 2 hours. If it's able to do that, no, we're pretty much open to the 23.6 at this point. So I'm very, very excited. The breakout that was imminent finally happened. Prepare now, because things are looking really, really bullish right now. And especially if Bitcoin breaks towards an all-time high and dominance continues to pull, I am anticipating something as to what we saw back in May really play out. Let me know down below what you guys think. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.